Hey, Cat. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. I just left the Disc Studios. Here we are in Harlem. Everybody's here but the police, and they'll be here any minute. It's high time, so catch the song. Here it is. I dreamed about a reefer 5 feet long, a mighty mess, but not too strong. You'll be high, but not for long, if you're a viper.
Good evening, tokers and tokats, and welcome to another edition of the new Viper Hour here on 420radio.org. Every Monday night at 8 p.m. Pacific, we dig deep into the catalog to bring you the best reefer, jazz, and blues from the early 20th century artists who helped to define the cannabis culture we still enjoy today. So glad to have you here on a Monday night. I hope you're having a good one. Tonight's show, of course, is dedicated to Michael Malta, a.k.a. the King of Pot, who passed away this weekend from a heart attack in Boston, Massachusetts. We lost a really good activist last night, and we'll keep him in our hearts and memories, and our thoughts and best wishes go out to his friends and family. So let's get into the tunes. Tonight we're going to be doing a bunch of different tunes about both the reefer as well as other drugs. So enjoy. We'll start this set off with Waring's Pennsylvanians, and we'll start with an easy drug. Let's have another cup of coffee here on the new Viper Hour.
There's a rainbow in the sky, so let's have another cup of coffee, and let's have another piece of pie. Trouble's like a bubble, and the clouds will soon roll by, so let's have another cup of coffee, and let's have another piece of pie. Let a smile be your umbrella, or it's just an April shower. Even John D. Rockefeller is looking for the silver lining. Mr. Herbert Hoover says that now's the time to buy. So let's have another cup of coffee, and let's have another piece of pie.
Corner I'm crazy. Say I'm foolish as can be. They just jealous 'cause I've been out in the backyard smoking tea. Say I can play the piano and I'm pretty good on the stage. It ain't no lie, I'll tell you why I've been outside blowing gauge. Gin and Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola and gin. Take it here with a Mickey fin. A big fat stick of tea'll make me grin. You take the whiskey and you give me the gin. The folks say that I'm lonesome, say I'm blue as I can be. Well, if you're smoking that jive when I pass by, gate save the roads for me. I'm lonesome, say I'm blue as I can be. Well, if you're smoking that jive when I pass by, gate save the roads. Ain't talking about camels, save the roads. I ain't talking about luggage, save the roads for me.
I got nipples on my titties, big as the end of my thumb. I got something between my legs that'll make a dead man come. Oh, Daddy. Baby, won't you shave 'em dry? No, Lord, no. Want you to grind me, baby. Grind me until I cry. Say I fucked all night and all the night before, baby. And I feel just like I want to fuck some more. Oh, great God, Daddy, grind me, honey, and shave me dry. And when you hear me holler, baby, I want you to shave me dry. I got nipples on my titty, big in my thumb. Daddy, you say that's the kind of woman you want, and you can make 'em come. Oh, Daddy, shave me dry. And I give you something, baby, where it'll make you cry. I'm going to turn back my mattress and let you oil my springs. I want you to grind me, Daddy, till the bell do ring. Oh, Daddy, want you to shave 'em dry. Oh, great God, Daddy, if you can't shave 'em, baby, won't you try? Now, fucking was a thing that would take me to heaven. I'd be fucking in the studio till the clock strike 11. Oh, Daddy, Daddy, shave 'em dry. I would fuck you, baby, honey, I'd make you cry. Now your nuts hang down like a damn bell clapper, and your dick stands up like a steeple. Your goddamn asshole stands open like a church door, and the crab walks in like people. Ow! Shit! Oh, woo! Baby, won't you shave 'em dry? A big sow gets that from eating corn, and a pig gets fat from sucking. When you see this horror fat like I am, great God, I got fat from fucking. Shame 'em dry. Flush it. My back is made of whalebone, and my cock is made of brass, and my fucking is made for working men $2. Great God, round to kiss my ass. Oh, woo, Daddy, shave 'em dry.
That was Lucille Bogan from 1935 with Shave 'Em Dry, a song that the FCC would not allow today. That's the unexpurgated version. She started recording all the way back in 1923, and by 1930, her songs were mostly concentrating on drinking and sex. She had songs like Sloppy Drunk Blues and Tricks Ain't Walkin' No More. Her other songs included Stew Meat Blues, Coffee Grindin' Blues, My Georgia Grind, Honeycomb Man, Mr. Screwworm in Trouble, and Bowhog Blues. That song, Shave 'Em Dry, went down in 2 takes, recorded with Josh White, and that was her final recording Tuesday, March 5th, 1935. It's thought that she did not record after that. And before that, we had Buck Washington with Save the Roach for Me from 1944. Buck Washington was part of the famous team Buck and Bubbles that toured Europe several times in the 30s, appeared in a few films, and Buck Washington recorded on piano with Louis Armstrong, Bessie Smith, and Coleman Hawkins. The team broke up in 1953, and Buck Washington died a couple of years later at the age of 51. And we open up this set with Waring's Pennsylvanians and Let's Have Another Cup of Coffee. This was an Irving Berlin song in the musical comedy Face the Music from 1932, deep in the heart of the Depression. And you might have heard in that song references to Mr. Hoover, of course, referring to Herbert Hoover, President Herbert Hoover, who was the president from the 1929 to 1933. So basically his term began with the Black Tuesday stock market crash that led into the Great Depression and ended just shortly before the end of alcohol prohibition. In fact, Hoover was the one that got the IRS to prosecute Al Capone during alcohol prohibition. We'll take a break and we'll be back with the Viper Hour. Hey, tokers and tokettes, Radical Russ here to introduce you to my friend Matt and all the staff at Lush LED Lighting. Growing plants indoors can be a rewarding hobby, but electricity bills can go through the roof. Then you have to cool down all those big hot lights. It can drive a grower insane. With Lush LED Lighting, you can solve many of these issues and double your rewards. If you thought LEDs were meet the tech of today, Matt and his scientists have developed the perfect light for flowering plants with far less cost and heat. And the results? Let's just say I appear at a lot of events with the masters of indoor horticulture, and the harvests I saw from Lush LED Lighting were big, tight, sticky, and very effective. Check out LushLEDlighting.com right now and tell them Radical Russ sent you. Double your rewards and lower your expenses with Lush LED Lighting. I'm Radical Russ Belville, and I want to thank you for listening to 420 Radio. We couldn't survive without you and our sponsors, and I'd like you to check out one of our prime sponsors, the National Cannabis Coalition. I've been working with NCC since June of 2012, and I'm proud to be part of the team they have assembled. National Cannabis Coalition is building the partnerships with reformers, lawmakers, and industry we need to be successful. Visit the National Cannabis Coalition website at nationalcannabiscoalition.com or the easier-to-remember ncc420.com. That's where you'll get the exclusive first look at my radical rants, as well as informative articles from the nation's top cannabis pundits. Visit ncc420.com today, and if you have your phone handy, text Russ to 420-420 to support NCC and 420 Radio. It's a free text message that helps us help you end adult marijuana prohibition. Learn more at ncc420.com, and thanks for supporting independent marijuana legalization public radio. Welcome back to the new Viper Hour here on 420radio.org. This is Unbekanntes Duett with Electric Man Blues.
On my door.
It's Edison man, so open that door.
Edison man? I know no man like that in this land.
Well, I'm Edison man's collector, honey.
Oh, come in, but I ain't got no money.
Well, I'll have to cut your juice off, honey. So where's that meter located at?
It's in my private bathroom, man. Go in the bedroom and you'll see where it hangs. Before you look at the meter box, you can see what's wrong with my radio box.
Turn around so I can get to it. Hold this in one hand till I test it. Now I'll check to your amber file. I'm gonna put my finger right on that amber file. So tell me if you feel anything funny. Then I can tell just what's wrong, honey. If there's anything done burnt out, then I'm bound to know by the way you shout.
Oh, Mr. Edison man, what a funny feeling I have in my hand. Take it out, it hot, it hurts. Take that wire out of my hand. Electric fan, you all right with me, but you're full of too much electricity. So I don't want to see you no more. So you can go, there's the door.
All right, gal, I see I've got to go. After I done went and fixed your radio. Now you done went and let me down when I've got to pay that man downtown.
Reefer man?
No, I never met the guy. Tell me about it.
Oh, no, you're not kidding me now, are you? You never met the Reefer man? Oh, no, you never met the Reefer man? And yet you say you swim to China and you wanted to sell me South Carolina? I believe you know the Reefer man. Did you ever meet the funny Reefer man? You never met the funny Reefer man? And yet you say you walk the ocean anytime you take a notion? Yeah, I believe you've seen the Reefer man. Met that funny Reefer man? Have you ever met that funny Reefer man? Oh, he trades your dimes for nickels and he calls watermelon pickles. Yeah, I'm talking about the Reefer man. You ever meet that little old Reefer man? Did you ever meet that little old Reefer man? If he takes a sudden mania and he wants to give you Pennsylvania, I'm still talking about the Reefer man. Have you ever met that little old Reefer man? Ever met that funny little Reefer man? If he sells Wall Street is frantic, and because he won't sell on the Atlantic. Oh, that's that Reefer man. With the Reefer man. Yeah, Jim, I know the Reefer man. If I claim I own a portion of the Rockefeller fortune, and you know I just left that Reefer man. Yeah, I know the Reefer man. Yeah, I'm well acquainted with the Reefer man. So if I claim I have $1 billion and I want to trade it to you for $1 million, I just left that Reefer man. How well I know the Reefer man. Oh, I'm so well acquainted with the Reefer man. So if you hear me sniff and giggle and start to squirm and wiggle, oh, that little Reefer man.
get something from you and I won't give it back. Farmer Jones had trouble with his crop. He couldn't get no rain, weather not, to make his stuff grow in the heat of the day. Farmer Jones is saying the not so far this way. Ask me of advice, here's what I had to say. You gotta wet it, you gotta wet it, dampen it so the stuff can grow. You better wet it, dampen it, farmer, you know. You gotta sprinkle it and dampen it and let the good work go on. If your tongue feels parched, your throat's gone dry, what's the first thing to the doctor that you run and cry? Oh, wet it, doc, wet it. Can't you wet it, please? Won't you sprinkle it and dampen it so I can go right along? At the dance last night, she ringed and twisted. Too bad, Jim. She started doing something. Folks looked at him. Said, babe, what must I do? She said, take my advice. She said, you gotta, yeah, oh, wet that thing, Baba. Please, babe, go on dampen it, sprinkle it, oh, whip it, slap it, sprinkle it and dampen it and let the good work go on. Man, if you get something good, dry and tight, I don't mean nothing that you had late last night. If you flip it and pop it and tell us, too bad, Jim, the next day you'll be minus of your vigor and vim. Take my advice, if you are short or slim, I say it's better, yeah, well, go on and dampen it and sprinkle it and let the good work go on. Oh, you better, please, little bit, yeah. Why don't you, yeah, right there. Gotta sprinkle it and dampen it and let the good work go on.
That's Frankie Halfpint Jaxon with the Harlem Hamfats and Wet It. Now, Frankie Jaxon was born Frank DeVera Jaxon in Montgomery, Alabama, orphaned and raised in Kansas City, Missouri. He was called Halfpint for his 5'2" stature. Started singing around 1910 in Kansas City, touring with medicine shows in Texas and then the Eastern Seaboard. His feminine voice and outrageous manner, often as a female impersonator, made him a crowd favorite. By 1917, he'd been working regularly in Atlantic City. Then he served less than a year in the Army in 1918 and 19, rose to the rank of sergeant. In the late 1920s, he sang with top jazz bands when they passed through Chicago. Jaxon appeared with Duke Ellington in a film short called Black and Tan Fantasy from 1929, and Cab Calloway's Minnie the Moocher, 1931, is based both musically and lyrically on Jackson's Willie the Weeper from 1927. Before that, we had Don Redman and his orchestra with Reefer Man, one of the many covers of that tune. The original Redman, Don Redman, was born in Piedmont, West Virginia, the son of a music teacher and a singer. His father, the music teacher, his mother, the singer. Don began playing trumpet at the age of 3, joined his first band at the age of 6, and by the age of 12 was proficient on all wind instruments, ranging from trumpet to oboe, as well as being proficient at the piano. In 1923, he joined the Fletcher Henderson Orchestra, playing mostly clarinet and saxophone. He was an amazing jazz arranger. Some of his trademark arrangement styles still survive in big band jazz today. Formed his first band back in 1931, was part of recordings for the Betty Boop series, and then concentrated on working arrangements for Jimmy Dorsey, Count Basie, and Harry James. You're listening to the Viper Hour.
I'm a reefer smoking man.
Would Pipes Smoke Shop and Speakeasy is your source for cannabis community gear in southern Wisconsin. Owners Brian and Tammy Wood are located in Kendall, just outside of Madison, and they've got everything for the smoking enthusiast, including a full assortment of pipes, water pipes, hookahs, bubblers, one-hitters, and so much more. They're open noon to 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday and can help you with your detoxification therapies as well. Call 608-466-7473 or email woodpipes@yahoo.com for more information. That's 608-466-7473 or email woodpipes@yahoo.com. And as always, go pack go. 420radio.org is listener-supported marijuana legalization 24-hour cannabis community radio, and we can't do it without your support. Sign up to become a VIP member of 420 Radio today by visiting 420radio.org and clicking on the donate button at the top of the screen. You can do a one-time donation or become a VIP with a small monthly donation. Starting at $9.99 per month, you can do a direct action to help support marijuana legalization education right here on the internet. Support 420radio.org. You'll be glad you did. Welcome back to the Viper Hour. Here's some music from Trixie Smith with Jack, I'm Mellow.
Moonshine on, fine moonshine by the Jive. Yeah, sitting in a juice joint, fine moonshine by the Jive. I done drink so much liquor, I feel just like a steel. I've been drunk 4 just as high as a kite. I've been drunk 4 days, and I'm just as high as a kite. I'm restless all day, I can't even rest at night. If you love your liquor, look what a wreck I'm in. Darling, if you love your liquor, please look what a wreck I'm in. Ooh, I'll drink anything for moonshine, golden gin. I won't argue, last hound, to please let whiskey alone. Yes, lush hogs, please let whiskey alone. It'll drive you stone crazy, it make you lose your happy home. Knock me out, man. Yeah, come, darling, running drunk again. Kill me, doctor. Well, all right. Here I come, darling, running drunk again. Oh, I ain't gonna tell you where I'm going. I don't want you to know where I've been now.
Georgia, the whole day bluebird, Jaxon, old sweet funkies, Georgia on my mind, Georgia on my mind, Georgia, 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 boy, a song of your own, sweet and clear as the moonlight through the mist. Other arms reach out to me, other days smile tenderly, feeling peaceful, dreams I see, oh Lord, that leads back to you, oh. Georgia, 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 oh. No peace I find her, just an old sweet song, keep Georgia on my mind.
That, of course, was Louis Satchmo Armstrong with his cover of Georgia on My Mind, a song written in 1930 by Hoagy Carmichael and Stuart Gorrell. Gorrell wrote the lyrics for Hoagy's sister, Georgia Carmichael. But, of course, the lyrics are ambiguous enough that you could take it to mean the state, and most people do. It was first recorded in September 15th, 1930 in New York by Hoagy Carmichael and his orchestra with Bix Beiderbecke on the muted cornet. That was one of Beiderbecke's last recording sessions. Frankie Trumbauer had the first major hit recording of Georgia on My Mind in 1931 when his recording made the top 10 on the charts. But of course, everyone will always remember Ray Charles' 1960 recording from The Genius Hits the Road, where he took that song to the #1 spot in November 1960 on the Billboard Hot 100. In 1979, when reconciling with the state of Georgia over civil rights issues, he performed for the Georgia General Assembly, and later that year, the state made Georgia on My Mind the official state song. In 1978, friend of the movement Willie Nelson recorded Georgia on his album Stardust, went out as a single, peaked at #1 for a single week, and total of 16 weeks on the country chart. He later won the Grammy for Best Male Country Vocal Performance. Before that, we heard Moonshine Man Blues with Blind John Davies, who was born in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, but moved to Chicago at age 2. By age 9, he had lost his sight and became a piano-playing accompanist for the most part. That was his solo effort with Moonshine Man Blues. And before that, Trixie Smith with Jack, I'm Mellow. One of her songs was one of the first recorded references to rock and roll back in 1922. She appeared in 4 movies and died in New York in 1943 at the young age of 48 years old. You're listening to the Viper Hour.
You still don't get it, do you? All right. Let me make this as clear as I possibly can. This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Welcome back to the new Viper Hour. We get you some music now from one of the original Vipers, Mezzrow, with the Mezzrow-Bechet Quintet. A song from 1947, playing off of the original vinyl, with the interesting title of Funky Butt. The Mezzrow-Bechet Quintet from 1947, right here on the new Viper Hour. Make sure you check us out at Viper Hour on Twitter, and viperhour.com will take you directly to our 420radio.org webpage.
start with that ancient wine. 6 months ain't no say no. And 1 year ain't no time. They got boys in penitentiary doing from 9 to 99. I was standing on the corner with my reapers in my hand. Upstairs, the sergeant took my reapers out my hand. My brother used a needle, and my sister sniffed cocaine. I don't use no junk, I'm the nicest boy you ever seen. My mother, she told me, and my father told me too, that junk is a bad habit, why don't you leave it too? My sister, she even told me, and my grandma told me too, that using junk partner was gonna be the death of you. The country's rave is jive, jive, jive. This modern treat makes life complete. Jive, jive, jive. All the jive is gone. All the jive is gone. I'm sorry, Kate, but you got here late. All the jive is gone. All the jive is gone. All the jive is gone. So come on in and drink some gin. All the jive is gone.
Andy Kirk and his 12 Clouds of Joy with All the Jive Is Gone. Andy Kirk grew up in Denver, Colorado, and although the band was known as the 12 Clouds of Joy because of the 12 musicians in the band, their official name was the Clouds of Joy. Andy Kirk moved the band to Kansas City, recorded their first recordings in 1929, and became highly popular for their Kansas City jazz sound. In 1942, the Clouds of Joy recorded Take It and Get, which in October of 1942 became the first single to hit #1 on the Harlem Hit Parade, which was the predecessor to Billboard's R&B charts. Before that, we heard champion Jack Dupree with Junkers Blues. He was a New Orleans blues and boogie-woogie pianist. His father was from the Belgian Congo, and mother was part African-American, part Cherokee. He was orphaned at the age of 2 and sent to the New Orleans Home for Colored Waifs, which is also where Louis Armstrong came from. He was a singer who sang a lot about jail and drinking and drug addiction, obviously with the song Junkers Blues, but he himself was a light drinker and did not use other drugs. One very, very interesting quote from champion Jack Dupree: "When you open up a piano, you see freedom. Nobody can play the white keys and don't play the black keys. You got to mix all these keys together to make harmony, and that's what the whole world needs, harmony." And before that, we heard the Mezzrow-Bechet Quintet with Funky Butt from 1947. Of course, Mezzrow was an American clarinetist and saxophonist, but he was lesser known for his music and better known for his drug dealing. He was so well known by the jazz community for selling marijuana that Mez became slang for marijuana. You'll hear that lyric in the If You're a Viper theme song to this show, the Mighty Mez, but not too strong, right here on the Viper Hour.
What makes something funny? How does humor impact health and psychological well-being? How can you incorporate humor into everyday life? A concise, reader-friendly introduction to an important but often underappreciated topic in modern psychology, Humor 101 explains the role of comedy, jokes, and wit in the sciences and discusses why they are so important to understand. Psychology professor Dr. Mitch Earlywine draws from his personal experiences in stand-up comedy to focus on how humor can regulate emotion, reduce anxiety, and diffuse tense situations, expose pretensions, build personal relationships, and much more. He irreverently debunks the pseudoscience on the topic of humor and leaves readers not only funnier, but better informed. It's part of the Psych 101 series from Springer Publishing, Humor 101 by Dr. Mitch Earlywine, Ph.D.
We've got a great weekday noon lineup right here on 420radio.org, but if you missed any of those shows, you can catch their replays back to back every Sunday from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. Pacific Time, beginning with A Different View live at 2 p.m. Pacific, followed by the Libra Lounge at 3 p.m., Cannabis Network Radio at 4 p.m., Canna Truths at 5 p.m., and Cannabis Common Sense at 6 p.m. Make your Sunday afternoons educational and informative with our noon block. Now it's some music from Fats Waller here.
Cat, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. I just left the Disk Studios. Here we are in Harlem. Everybody's here but the police, and they'll be here any minute. It's high time, so catch this song. Here it is.
Speaking of the Mighty Mez, Fats Waller with the Reefer song.
I dreamed about a reefer 5 feet long, a mighty Mez, but not too strong. You'll be high, but not for long, if you're a viper. I'm the king of everything. I got to be high before I swing. Let the bells ring, ding dong ding. If you're a viper, say you know you're high when your throat gets dry. Everything's dandy. Oh yes, you run down to the candy store, bust your conch on peppermint candy. Then you know your little brown body's sent. You don't give a darn if you don't pay rent. 'cause the sky is high. So am I, yes, yes. Yes, I vibe a bit, but I'm gonna vibe a bit on the 88 now. Oh, stop it, darling. I didn't know you cared. That's enough now. Wait a minute. Let me dream now. That's a killer. Yes, baby. You better nix out on the sidelines there. My wife's in here tonight. She don't vibe either. You know, get away. Are you kidding? Oh, dear. Say you know you're high. Yes, I know I'm high. 'Cause everything is fine and dandy. Yes, gone down to the candy store. Get me Wrigley's or some peppermint candy. I love it. Yes, baby, but my body's thin. I ain't worried about no rent. Get away from me, you husband. Yeah. Hi, so have I. I'm gonna lay down and relax. Oh, dear. Papa.
That's Lorraine Walton with her cover of the Reefer song, a.k.a. If You're a Viper. Mighty Mez mentioned in that song. And before that, Louis Armstrong and his orchestra with Muggles, the instrumental. And of course, Muggles, another term for marijuana back in the day. Can it be attributed all the way back to Mezzrow? And we opened up with Fats Waller's version of the Reefer song. So many different versions of the Reefer song, different feels. Lorraine Walton's a little more up-tempo. Fats Waller, a little more slippery blues jazz. That's all the time we got for tonight on the Viper Hour. Thanks for joining us here every Monday night at 8 p.m. Pacific Time. Check 420radio.org/schedule for the replay schedule. And until next time, take care of each other, tokers.